Okay. Så nu lyder det som om, at jeg har lyder det hele igennem. Det er sgu
Nej,
dejligt.
Ja,
fantastisk.
det var da fint.
Smukt.
Jamen, så er vi vel klar, Jakob?
Yes, let's go.
Yes.
Vil du slå en terning, eller skal jeg?
Det må du da godt.
Ja, jamen, jeg prøver med den her. Hvad
Det er
siger du
nogle fine
lige?
billeder, du har lagt
Jeg
op
ser
der,
lige.
Simon.
Yeah, the pictures are quite nice in the background.
Det kan du ikke se. Det er ikke fair.
But let's see what we can do
Det var
here.
godt nok en etter, men den ligger der. Den er etter igen.
Jeg tror, du skal starte det at spille, ja.
Kommer der.
Ja, det er så fint.
Den vil gerne være etter, åbenbart.
Yes.
Jeg starter. Sådan. Det ser fint ud, det her.
Ja. Det gør det her også.
Jamen, skal vi give det et forsøg så?
Ja, det synes jeg.
Can you see the other players'
et library, jeg giver dig
screen,
turen.
Simon?
Yes.
No, you can see the same thing that as I can see.
Måske kan du...
Okay, I can see both now.
Oh, okay, so far so good.
Yeah. Is it
En lille smule.
possible?
Jakob?
Okay, he's changing the angle of his webcam now, I think.
Yeah.
So who is who?
Hjælp det lidt.
Is the
Let's see.
is it Jonas on
det er
the
Okay.
Det
Er det fordi, du ikke kan se min kort,
Jakob on the right?
Lidt, ja, men
Ja.
Let's see.
jeg kan godt huske det.
Okay.
Now
Skal vi
something.
ikke aftale, at jeg lige viser dem op i skærmen til, når jeg spiller dem, og så spørger du bare.
Jeg spørger bare, hvis jeg er tvivl.
Okay.
Ja, skal vi ikke også prøve bibliotek?
Det er altid godt.
Og
Yeah, the names are actually written on the screen, but I can of course see that
og bruge det med det samme.
it's not so clear to see.
Og smider vi sådan en der.
But it's
Kom der en
the match is actually
Yes.
already begun,
Og
and I think it's very interesting to see that both have played the starting hand with Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
solring.
And the funny thing is
Yes.
that
Nu sagde jeg go.
the slight advantage that you'd have
Trækker kort til.
is suddenly neutralized. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see
Spiller en...
who gets the most benefit of it and who maybe is
så får du
able to
turen.
destroy the opponent's library first.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult to see
Kort.
the one of the players' cards because of the angle.
Yeah. That's Jonas, and yeah. Sometimes when you have like the setup is where you have a notebook
Og
with the normal webcam, and yeah.
til det grass. Sådan her. Tak skade.
But let's see.
Og så er det nok det, der kommer.
Okay, so Jacob, he's playing very aggressive. Is that
Og bare lige for at være helt 100% sikker, vi er
Yeah.
en serendipity sweep, og ikke en exclusive sweep.
Ja. Er det
It's the revised. Yeah, it's the blue one.
Kan du høre Simon nu, eller er det bare...
yeah, but it's the green
Ja, vi kan bare ikke høre dig længere, Simon, men det er
card,
måske meningen.
if beef picture.
Yeah. It's the one from revised that has a problem. Yeah.
Ja. Trækker kort.
So in Denmark, it's allowed to play with the revised. In the first
Opland.
set of rules, we actually didn't allow it because it could create problems. But of course, you can see it's white bordered, so it shouldn't be so bad.
Der kommer en hvid mox.
Ja.
Og så får du turen igen.
Skade.
Simon, have you played against one of these players in the tournament?
No,
Or from your.
they weren't from my group. These two guys, no.
Oh, okay.
Hvad har du så landet lige nu?
And I'm guessing not from your group either.
No, not from my group either.
Yeah.
Ja, okay. Nå, så
So,
prøver jeg
but
at smide.
you would believe that
Faction.
Jacob
Ja.
is playing some kind of aggro deck with his with the Serendip Ifrit, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll see some Savannah Lions, some Urnum
Engel.
Jin
Oof.
with the
A
Inge.
Sarah
Sarah
Angel.
Angel.
Det er sjovt.
Yeah.
Jeg tænker,
Ja, jeg tager 3. Svend.
So
Go.
maybe I would say think he was playing some
Jakob.
kind of Armageddon deck. So the big
Yeah.
creatures out, and then use the Armageddon
Spiller
to slow your opponent down.
en
Yeah.
Island.
Mhm.
Og jeg trækker
And
kort.
he's pretty much ahead right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
His opponent he has to do something within the next 2
Godt
turns,
spille en Time Warp.
or he's going
Ja.
to be in big trouble
Spiller nok.
Yeah.
Super.
because his
Og
opponent can hit for 7
så tror jeg
with
bare,
the
jeg skal
Sarah
tage
Angel and the
en
Serendip, but he also has a Mistress Factory, so that's potentially 9 damage
trækker på
Hmm.
2.
per turn,
Yeah.
and he only takes 1 damage for his Serendip.
Yeah.
Spiller en
So it's
solring.
going fast right
Mhm.
now.
Trækker på biblioteket. Og
So a balance would be pretty good about now.
Yeah.
så taber jeg 5. Så vil jeg også godt lave en Inge.
Ja,
Okay, he plays the Sarah Angel.
Kommer der.
Yeah.
Og så bliver det din tur.
So
Så
I think maybe we're seeing a mirror match here. The same kind of decks.
Jeg forsøger lige at
Because
rykke
is there so many decks playing the Sarah Angel these days other than
det er fint.
the Armageddon or the blue white Serendip, Savannah
Skies deck.
Lions, yeah, aggro decks.
Yeah, the deck in some builds play it, but
Trækker et kort.
it's not so much seen anymore.
Så.
Yeah, but they don't play the Serendip Frit also. But yeah, they do play the Sarah. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. You and I used to play sometimes 4 Sarah Angels.
Yeah. And I think sometimes also, yeah, but again, seeing a deck like this with so much aggro is, yeah, quite interesting. Because it's not like small creatures
Jeg ved, det
aggro,
er godt
it's
spil, når vi begge
quite
to
big.
åbner sådan en library der.
Ja, ja, helt
Det er det
sikkert.
Yeah, but
mindste
you would
fair
you would
game.
assume that
Ja.
that the perfect
Uh,
creature to have in your opening hand is like Savannah
Jeg kunne angribe
Lions
med begge to.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Godt blok din Serendip.
Ja.
Tager 4 for Engel. Og på 13.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so he choose to
Mm.
attack with both.
Og
Yeah. Killing off the little one and then taking 4 to the head.
smider jeg et Tropical Island.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Tapper ud.
puzzled by
skade.
this move because now he can
Smider
lose the
en
Sarah Angel next turn also.
Trisk.
Oh,
Okay, he had
Triskelion.
the Triskelion. Yeah, okay, then it makes good sense.
Yeah.
It was like the what's it called? The guy that
King,
says it
Engel.
in Star
Spiller
Wars.
bageliv.
It's a trap.
Yeah, the fish guy.
What's his? Yeah, he's like General something.
Jeg trækker 2.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, there's memes about him. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of the viewers know what his name is. His
Yeah.
name is.
En
It's a very famous line.
Ja.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
And the
trap.
funny thing is, you often see it in Magic, where people actually try to bait you with a card, and then they play the card that they actually wanted you not to do anything about.
Yeah. Admiral Akbar. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's right, Admiral Akbar. It's a
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Mange mana har du, Jakob? Du har din
Alt er tappet.
Factory.
And also, I think sometimes it's funny because some plays you see people
Library and
like
Sovereign.
wanting the ancestral recall to get countered to play the brain geyser instead, or to play in the mind twist instead,
Yeah.
Jeg
or the time twister.
Yeah.
taber 4 mana. Disenchant på din Trisk.
Okay, so he has the disenchant.
Ja.
So now
Gerne.
he only has to worry about the Sarah Angel and the Mistress Factory.
Yeah.
But
Is it
did
then a
he pay?
balance coming or what? Or
Yeah, but I think that, does any of them have an active library?
Mange kort er der
I don't think Jacob
Uh,
had. Okay, he
ah,
just
6 kort.
okay. Maybe
he
he
has
has.
6 cards, Jacob.
Yeah, I just saw
Ved du
he
hvad,
it looked like
jeg
because
nåede ikke bare
he
med at
put
tage
them
dem
all
to.
together
Det
that
må
he
være
only had
okay.
2
Ja, det er
cards.
fint.
But yeah, I can see when he folded them out, he had a lot more.
Ja.
Yeah.
Du får
Because
ordet.
Tak.
that's the kind of the balance when you play the library. You have to sometime think, okay, maybe I'm so much ahead, I just have to give it all in.
Yeah.
Mm,
But that's quite an interesting card to play in, like this kind of deck with the Triskelion. I don't think I can recall I've seen that before.
No.
jeg kan tegne
Usually
kort.
they play the Savannah Lions
Yeah.
because it's cheap
Yeah.
2 damage.
Hmm. Yeah, because that's more, aggro-ish.
Mm,
So,
Yeah,
and seeing that he also plays like the City of Brass says that there could be more colors.
yeah. And you probably don't want to play a Mageddon in a deck where you play like a Triskelion and a lot of Serra Angels where you have a lot of mana. You normally would build
ja, ikke
around like
englen.
Birds of
Ja.
Paradise and
Ja.
Llanowells to get the extra
Yes.
mana after you used Armageddon, so you're actually ahead. Or you would play like the land tax
Og
or
så
Sylvan
tænker
Library,
jeg...
Yeah.
and we haven't seen any of the players playing the green cards. Uh,
Hmm.
Even though he has a tropical
Så
island on the
det mig.
board, so maybe he just hasn't drawn them.
Yeah.
Jeg var på 12, var jeg ikke det?
Det kan jeg ikke
Kan
huske.
du... Ja, du har slået 2 gange med englen, er det ikke rigtigt?
Øh, jo, jeg
Ja.
har fået 2 med den der. Tysk.
Hvad har du
Jeg har i
skudt?
hvert fald skudt dig 2 gange, og så givet dig 2 skade.
Ja.
Tysk.
Hmm. So now they're
Ja,
discussing
okay.
whether or
Hvad har
not
jeg ellers fået for?
how much damage he took.
Englen har du slået med 1 gang, så har du slået 1 gang med Surrender. Ej, det passer. Det er rent nok,
Ja.
det er ulige.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Godt. Nå, men så vil jeg gerne tage 1, 2.
Du er på 15 nu,
So I
ikke?
guess they
14.
concur that
14.
they have the right amount of damage
Yeah.
on the board. Yeah.
Den der. Jeg prøver at smide en til.
Okay. So now he plays his
Counter.
second turn.
Okay, counterspell.
He has the card.
Um,
He's playing some very, very big, expensive creatures in this deck.
Yeah. So in that sense, turn one library is very good to make sure you have the
Ja.
mana every turn.
Kunne jeg ikke så godt lide. Du sagde go, ikke også?
Okay, so now he plays the Maze of Ith, so now
Maze
he
of
can
Ith
protect
alligevel.
his Serra Angel if
Trækker på
it
den.
attacks and there's another Serra Angel on the board
Yeah.
Trækker sgu et kort til.
from his opponent.
Ja, det er
But-
ordentligt.
We haven't seen that many Swords to Plowshares either.
No.
And you would assume that they would play, both players would play this card
Hmm.
in this kind of deck they play.
Yeah.
jeg kommer en.
Jeg taber
But
4.
he playing Scrubland.
Kommer en Suchi.
Okay, he
Yes.
plays the Suchi.
Og... Mm,
But it doesn't help him
taber
that
en
much.
til.
He has
Jeg
to play
spiller
something else.
Set Glass of
What's
Earth.
that?
Okay.
Glasses
Jeg
of
kan godt se din
Ursa.
hånd, Jacob.
Genialt.
Oh, so we were actually talking about this the other day, where you
Det
can
ligner
see your
Regrowth
opponent's
and
hand.
Tutor and
Yeah.
Curse or
Uh,
Counterspell and
because
Disenchant. Hvad
when
er
you're playing a
Sylvan i det
counter
sidste?
deck,
Ja.
very much of
Okay.
your play
Sylvan,
is
Tutor, Disenchant, Regrowth.
built
Castle.
around counting the right spells at the right
Det er lige
time,
før, det får
and
mig til at folde
this
det
is
der. Det var,
actually
det
what
var meningen, det skulle
this
give mig en fordel at
artifact
se din
does.
hånd.
It gives you the opportunity to
Ej, du
always
føler
be
dig
aware
gjort.
of what your
Okay.
opponent is holding in his
Hvad
hand,
mana har
and
du
you
tilbage nu?
know, okay, I have to let this one go,
Tundra
Yeah.
og
and
en
and
Okay,
save
hvilke
my
mana har du
counter for
tilbage
the
nu?
one that's
Bare,
even worse.
Og jeg kan ikke rigtig
Uh,
se det helt.
so now
Var det også
we,
blevet identisk?
if we have to
Altså,
say the
alt inklusive Atlanta sources.
the line
Et
from
hvid
General
box,
Akbar
en
again,
solring, to
no more
strækmænd,
traps.
et library, og så en almindelig basic island.
Yeah, that's true. No more traps.
Ja.
Så den hedder hvid, blå, sort, vil jeg sige.
Yes.
Godt nok. Jeg tager en kort. Og...
And as you can see on the T-shirt from Jonas, it says Masters of Presence. That's very nice. That's one of the Danish old school teams.
Mange kort har du på den?
6.
Okay.
So he's fiddling with maybe black mana.
But wouldn't you attack first?
Prøv at trække kort her til at starte med.
And see what if your opponent has an answer to your Sarah Angel
Yeah.
Grass.
before you play any spells.
Yeah.
Because we saw the other day there was a match between two other players where they I think they both played the mana drain, and sometimes when you play mana drain, it's people forget when you get the extra mana, and sometimes they have to declare attackers before they. Okay, so he plays the Mind Twist.
Ja.
Ja,
Så
det
det
ved
er
du
1, 2, 3, 4 kort.
Ja, tak.
Okay, so to finish the sentence, sometimes players play the mana drain, and they forget that they have to declare attackers, even though they don't
going
have
to the
any
second main
creature.
phase. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jakob Mobsen her.
so they don't get the mana and can't spend it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they're just used to, okay, I get it my next turn, and they just lose the mana because they forgot to say
Altså dit...
second main phase.
Yeah.
Det var faktisk det andet.
Nå, det er
De andre
rigtig
her.
library, ikke?
Yep, præcis. Ja.
So did he see, was the Mind Twist in his hand when he used the glasses to look at his hand? So he draw this.
Okay.
So I guess it's also about timing when you but
Yeah,
then
draw
again,
the silver bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, if he had the counter spell, he would have countered it
Yeah.
because he has 2 blue untapped.
Ja. Og... Ja. Din tur.
Ja.
So you would assume that Jakob Dahlerup is taking the first match.
Yeah, so far at least.
Yeah, it looks pretty much uphill from right now.
Ancestral.
Okay, so
Ja.
okay. So maybe he can draw some answers.
It gets countered.
Nå. Jamen, så lad os hoppe til næste spil, Jakob. Jeg vinder ikke
Yeah.
Okay,
Next match.
He concedes, yeah.
Yeah.
Ja, det var også det var en rigtig god start, jeg havde. Den der, jeg kunne ovenikøbet bare have taget det i tur 1, hvis jeg ville.
Okay.
Men det er alligevel bedre for det der library til at køre.
Ja, det er det nemlig. Ja, for jeg kan lige så godt bare sidde med en plov, og så har du ikke rigtig fået noget ud af det alligevel.
Ja. Så jeg lavede dog nok alligevel en fejl. Sådan, set i bagklogskabens lys, så det var... Jeg åbnede op i forhold til, at jeg havde en advantage. Jeg kunne nok have lukket mere ned ved ligesom at holde en counterspil åben.
So now it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do.
Ja. Det...
Yeah, because you would assume that some of the sideboard cuts they have are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And I can see, maybe if Jonas, I saw he played the Suchi, so he could have the Abyss because it affects all of Jacob's creatures, like because he played the Triskelion, but you would assume he doesn't play that many Triskelion. Maybe he plays 2 or something like that. So the Abyss could be a possible sideboard card in this matchup. And maybe sometimes people play Wrath of God against aggro decks,
Okay.
But then again, if it hits your own board, but then you have to play it smart and play it at the right time. That could also be a card in this kind of situation.
Jamen, hvad har jeg mest nok? Jeg synes,
But what do
at
aggro
top
decks
decks
play
jo
against
godt
other
kunne,
aggro decks?
et monorødt
That's a
og
pretty
et
good
lille
question.
rød.
I'm not an aggro
Yeah.
player myself, so I actually don't know.
No.
But you would assume that they have both.
Jeg tabte i hvert fald den sidste. Jeg vandt de første 3, og
Both
så tabte
would
jeg den
have some
sidste
kind of
til
strategy for this
noget,
scenario,
Yeah.
rød-grøn,
because a lot of people do
Jackal,
play aggro decks.
Berserk, Venom Gin, Alcatraz,
Yeah.
Born og en hel masse lyn.
Maybe the
okay.
green one to counter if
Den
you
var
try
sjov, den var
to
meget tæt,
kill his creatures.
men de der
Yeah, Void Fate.
Berserks der,
Yeah.
de har det altså
Yeah,
med
maybe a
at
Void
komme
Fate's
tilbage.
a card you would
Det er-
sideboard in right
Hvis
now.
de rammer,
Yeah.
så ikke til mig.
Because Jack
Den der
plays
lille
green,
creature,
so
der kunne give en skade,
Yeah,
den
we
var
saw
lige
the
bare
green
top.
cards.
Ja, det er
He
helt
just didn't play them.
yeah.
Det kan godt gøre ondt rigtig hurtigt.
And
Yeah.
I would think
jeg
that
skal
red
vi,
would
så
be a
ud.
very strong
Ja,
color
det
in
filtrerer det, hvad
like
man
an
tager
aggro
ud.
deck because
Det er det nemlig.
of the ability to play the 4 red elemental blast.
Yeah.
But
And
I
they-
don't think we've seen any red cards in
No.
neither players' hand.
The City of
Jeg så så
Brass
mange
we saw,
Silvers den her gang.
so
Nej,
Ligger og
that
gemmer
at
sig
least
dernede.
gives the ability to play red.
ja, det vil jeg ikke røbe.
Yeah,
Nej, det skal man ikke.
And I think it's such a
kan vel
great
også,
sideboard card that you should have it though.
Men de er dejlige. De er dejlige.
Ja.
De er sjove.
Mm.
De er lidt spicy.
Som jeg husker det, så kørte det meget godt for dig sidst. Der var i hvert fald et spil, hvor du trak vanvittigt mange kort på den.
Ja.
So now it's going to be
Look like-
interesting to see.
Der Sylvan Library, eller...
yeah, but it looked like
det er som om, du
that
spillede med Field of Dreams, men hvis man har...
you and I talked about this a lot. Sometimes having the right sideboard cards in your sideboard
Ja,
is one thing,
Field of Dreams er også
but
rimelig vild.
the ability to know what to sideboard out of your deck is usually the tough question.
Yeah.
And you can
Jamen,
see
det er lige præcis
sometimes
animate
players,
deck,
they
det er
just,
også meget med
some of them, they just, okay, this is in, this is out.
Så,
Yeah.
They just know. And sometimes
den
people
er også
take
fed
a
nogle
lot
gange.
of time thinking every single time, okay, which
cards
cards do I want to take out? No, not this time. And you can, and this is
Yeah.
maybe one of those cases where the guy Jacob, he's taking a lot of time because he's not maybe not used to playing against
okay.
the mirror
Ja.
and what he has to take out.
Yeah. And then we have a comment, Sigge Pyjamas.
Hi
Hi, Simon and Henrik. Jacob's deck is not an aggro deck. No, but he apparently plays big creatures, you know?
Yeah,
So it's not like small creatures aggro deck, but most of the cards we actually saw from his hand was like big creatures.
yeah. He has you know,
Det prøver jeg.
the creature package that you would see in some of the aggro decks. But yeah, you could say that when you don't play the early creatures like Savannah Lions and the Curd Apes or the what do you call it, the Agothian
Pixies.
yeah, and stuff like that, then but
Hmm.
what would you call this deck then? What would you call it?
Like a mid-range, because it has to generate a lot of mana before it actually does something.
Dårligt. Jeg har ikke noget.
Which means for the
Yeah.
early game it has counter spells and disenchants, and then it goes and turns into a late game deck.
Gangen der, hvor den sidste kamp, vi stod 1-1,
Because he has some of the
så fik lov at køre mig over til
deck
sidst der, hvor han
in his
sad, han
build,
tutorede den
and
frem,
he also have
og jeg var på
some
2-0,
elements of like
jeg sad jo med en milliard kort på
an
en
earn 'em, get 'em,
jeg ikke havde trukket hverken
deck.
til et af mine egne dyr, eller en faglig men det gjorde jeg bare ikke. Og så
Yeah.
bare se det hele lå klumpet
And also
sammen,
the
både
Triskelion.
alle mine svær og alle mine counterspell, de lå
Yeah,
bare
the
i-
surprise was very good.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh, the score is
Jeg sad
now
faktisk også med Tosa her i
different.
forrige game,
Yes,
og,
I have to change this.
hvilket man er jo meget fristet til at bruge, men så skulle jeg så bruge min tab ud, ikke? Og så
Which
ville jeg
means
så-
Jacob won the
Ja, det
first
står
round.
Så Men så var jeg så heldig at trække den der skide mind twist. Jeg vil sige, det var måske ikke det, der var mest afgørende lige på det tidspunkt der.
Jeg tror, du havde taget den uanset.
Ja, det havde jeg nok bare taget den.
Så var ikke noget, der kunne fjerne den der engel, og det, jeg kunne spille, var sådan set fint nok, men det fløj bare ikke rigtigt.
Nej.
And I thought my background pictures was really beautiful with the, altered cards, but yeah, apparently not.
Og næsten gået fra, at du har andet med grøn, end bare den der regrowth der. Så,
yeah, because he says he's not sure if he plays Armageddon, but Countergeddon is a deck, so yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see if there comes an Armageddon.
Og jeg har også overvejet, at de skal være permanent i sideboardet, fordi de er bedst mod kontroldecks, men altså uanset hvad, så er det altid fedt at vide, hvad modstanderen sidder med, ikke?
Normally the deck takes longer time before it gets control. With, among other things, a very spicy draw engine that we might see in the next game. Yeah, I hope so. I know that Jakob, before he played Sinbad, but I'm not sure that if he does this round, you know.
Yes. Jamen, skål, Jakob.
Ja, skål. Kan man ikke glemme hyggen?
Yeah.
Super stærke.
Ja.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see the next round here, and you would assume that Jonas would play first.
Jeg spiller en City.
Ja.
Og der kommer en Mox Ruby.
Yes.
Så bliver det dig.
Yeah.
But I think that it was pretty weird that we didn't see any Swords to Plowshares the first match. So you would assume that both players play 4 each. So maybe we'll see them this time around.
And did he just say go? And didn't play a land?
Which player?
Jonas?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Now he gets punished for it.
Yeah.
Go.
Wow. Then hopefully we'll see that Jakob has a very slow deck. We'll see.
Yeah, but it only takes 1 Mox to play the Surrender and 1 land.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but the factories will also do the work.
Yeah.
Det er sådan nogle tidspunkter her, hvor jeg er helt vildt glad for, at vi bare spiller en strip mine.
And now the lightning bolt would have been a pretty good answer.
Yeah. And still no land. Ow.
I'm actually okay. So he discards the Mahamoti Jin,
which
also
means
a very
that
expensive card.
Yeah. So maybe he actually sideboarded the Mahamoti Jin in to play against other aggro decks.
Yeah. But I'm a bit puzzled why he would keep a hand like this. With only 2 mana, and your opponent is playing white, so he must have access to artifact hate cards like Divine Offering, Dust to Dust, Disenchant, and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's a good question actually.
And especially when you're down 1.
Yeah.
And now he's discarding like cards like Disenchant. This is pretty bad because you would think this would be one of the cards he would need to battle these 2 Mistress Factories.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why he would discard this over anything else at the moment.
Maybe he has 4 Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, but still, wouldn't you just want to have those for the Sarah Angel, the Surrender Befrit, and Triskelion?
Yeah.
Why would you
Shit.
throw away your answers to two
Jeg
of
ryger den
the?
endelig graven.
Still no
The
mana. Wow.
and now he discards the Sarah Angel. I don't really understand this.
They are unlucky, you know?
Yeah, but still, why would you discard the Disenchant? I don't think that's the right play. And he discarded Sarah Angel afterwards, and I would say,
Yeah, that
yeah,
would
that's
be the
fine.
first one to go.
Yeah.
But maybe that was the card he drew.
Yeah.
Ikke gøre så meget her.
And this is one of the problems with sometimes playing these heavy creature decks, that you don't have
Jeg er glad
the
for
mana
det.
to,
Jeg kan
to
faktisk
play
gøre
them
noget, du nok ikke synes, der er super sjovt.
if you get a
Det er
little
så
stuck on mana shortage.
Yeah.
en grøn
2
mana.
mana to play. Oh, and get the strip mine back.
Yeah. Now it's really going to be hard to get back. And if he's able to disenchant right now, I would say that the game is over.
Yeah.
Der kommer sgu et library lige pludselig.
Oh,
Plays the library.
yeah.
Jamen, det bliver bare
But he
dig.
only gets to draw one turn because, he knows that his opponent took up the strip mine.
Yeah.
And he still has to do something about these two factories.
Yeah.
He's already down on life. Is his life total only 10?
Yeah, it's only 10.
Yeah, so he's in big trouble already.
Yeah.
And you would assume that he would play the strip mine to strip the Library of Alexandria, and maybe the turn after he can play a Sarah Angel
Jeg trækker kortet.
if he just don't go all the way with the factories.
Og så prøver jeg at angribe dig for 4.
Yeah.
Ja, det begynder sgu at gøre ondt, det der.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is pretty
6.
tough.
Ja.
6 life.
Og det er din tur.
4 damage. Yeah, you wouldn't even want to play the Sarah Angel. It doesn't even
Jeg
matter.
spiller en Scrubland.
Ja.
Og hvad har du? Planes?
Because now the disenchant would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
But again, if you're correct, if he had 4 in his hand or 4 Swords to Plowshares, he should have some answers now.
Yeah. And as long as he doesn't get the second blue mana, Jakob, then he should be okay. But we'll see.
Okay, sådan en der.
Ancestral. Okay.
Hvad var det? En
Ancestral. Ja.
You would also think in this kind of I forgot what I wanted to say. We talked about possible cybercos. I was thinking about like a card like Ivory Tower, Maze of If, and maybe even like there's the force field where you only take 1 damage from the big creatures. Yeah, maybe some of those cards would be in these kind of decks.
Yeah.
I actually think that like force field could be pretty good against Jakob's deck, because if he has to play so much mana to play these big creatures and they only deal 1 damage.
Yeah.
And then the Ivory Tower could pretty much help you get back on track.
Yeah.
Ja. Der ryger en plov ud.
Ja.
Okay.
Nå.
Did he just discard a Swords to Plowshare?
Ja. Så tror jeg, vi prøver at se sådan en her. Og sådan en der. Tager 1 skade.
And now it is possible to come back from this, but
Ja.
if you're in a position where you're forced to throw
Så
away
tænker jeg igen,
cards
Artifact
without
Factory.
any effect, then
Og
it's
Anko.
going to be pretty tough to get back in the match.
Respons. Hvor er den svær.
Okay, so now 2 Swords to Plowshares are gone.
Og du får hvor mange liv?
Jamen,
And
så...
he would probably pump the Mistress Factory to get the extra life because he has an active Sylvan library and he would like to use this life loss
3 liv.
to draw cards.
Ja, korrekt.
Yeah.
Og go.
Trækker kort.
And that's also a very strong card in this kind of matchup with the Sylvan Library, where you know your opponent plays Swords to Plowshares on your creatures. So actually, Sarah Angel getting Swords to Plowshares in this kind of matchup, equals that you can draw a card.
Yeah.
Factory.
Ja.
Ja.
And the good thing when you take out a Mistress Factory is that not only are you removing one of your opponent's creatures, but you're actually also disrupting his mana base.
Yeah. And in this case, where we know they play creatures that are expensive, yeah, of course, it's very nice to do that.
Yeah, and there's only 2 mana in difference between the 2 players.
Yeah.
Ja, det bliver dig igen, Jakob.
Yes. Det holder lidt ordre.
Det er lidt, det er ikke verdens hurtigste start, det her.
Nej. Mange kort har du?
Jeg har 7.
7 kort.
Nej, det passer ikke. Jeg har 6 kort.
Hvad har du mana killer?
I also think it's a very interesting thing about the Sylvan Library. Even though you flip like 3 cards, and let's just say that they're all mana, if you have the life count to draw the extra card, would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to get rid of the excess mana, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And I've actually seen a lot of players when they have the Sylvan Library, they hesitate sometimes to draw these extra cards, even though they're ahead. And I agree with you. I would always, if I'm ahead and exactly in like this situation, I would always draw cards, and even sometimes maybe even 2, because your opponent is not in a position where he can threaten you, but you need to keep up the pressure. And now we see a Triskelion hitting the board, and he has to do something about this, because otherwise he's dead next turn. He can't survive a Trisk with 3 counters on it and a Mistress Factory. And now again, if he doesn't have the disenchant.
But maybe he has the good disenchant for very expensive things.
Yeah, the Divine Offering.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually played against the guy. I'm not gonna. Oh, he has the disenchant. Yeah. I'm not gonna say his name, but he also played the Triskelion against me. And I would think that the right play is to shoot your opponent for 2, and shoot the Triskelion for 1, so you don't allow your
opponent the 6 life.
Opponent to, and he actually didn't. He shot me for 3 counters, and then I got the 6 life. So yeah. Okay, so now he had the answers. It's going to be interesting if he can turn things around. Okay, so now we see the Savannah line that we debated like in the first couple of in the first round that you probably would play. So maybe Jonas is playing some kind of Armageddon, even though we didn't see any Ernemgens.
Yeah, Jonas doesn't play green, I think. Does he?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Let's see here.
Well, and if you don't play green, it's a pretty good thing to play the Suchi in a white-blue build.
Yeah.
because again it goes under the radar of the Abyss.
Yeah.
Sådan her.
2 cards back, only drawing 1. Yeah.
And again, I can't understand this because you have your opponent on 3 life. Why not do anything you can to maybe get a second Triskelion?
Yeah, before your opponent gets the
Skade. Så må vi prøve at fjerne de kort.
gets back in the
Det var ikke
game.
særlig pænt.
yeah.
Nå, det var,
Okay, so this is the second time he gets Mind Twist on his opponent. Oh, this is tough. This is really, really tough.
Okay.
But I don't think
så
there
har
would
jeg
have been any
2
chance
tilbage.
that his opponent would play the Surrender Befrit only on a
On
life
3
count of
life.
3.
Yeah. No way.
That would be suicide.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you have your opponent on 3 life and you're still on 3 life yourself, then I would do it.
Yeah, but then it makes sense. But in this occasion where your opponent has like 16 life,
Du har brugt den der time,
No
så
way.
det var ikke særlig pænt.
Ja, det skulle du nok.
but now it's actually Jonas
Jeg vil
that's
godt
keeping up the pressure.
aktivere min...
And now, would you use your Chaos Orb on the Sylvan Library, or would you
Mange
wait
kort
till your
foran.
opponent plays a creature?
Ja.
Because you would assume that he has a creature in his hand.
Yeah.
Nej, det vil jeg faktisk ikke. Jeg vil godt ud og slå med løven.
I think I would wait. When we've seen Jakob, he doesn't really use
Din
it
tur.
aggressively, which means that why should he use it now aggressively? So I would rather wait for him to get the creature in hand and then play it and then remove it. And
Yeah.
maybe grow my own hand also.
Yeah,
Because if
but you're also increasing the risk of your opponent getting his own Disenchant or Divine Offering, and then just destroying the Chaos Orb. You think you have the opportunity to use it.
yeah.
So this is also some of the things you have to think about. But yeah, you pretty
Skal jo
much have to make a stand and say, okay, the thing I'm afraid of right now is the creatures, and the Sylvan Library is just a card on the table that does nothing to my life
Og du
count.
siger go. Slutningen af din tur, så vil jeg godt aktivere min Chaos
And now
Orb.
he has played the Serra Angel, and he's probably going to
Who would
activate the
activate?
Chaos Orb.
På englen.
And he gets to
Yeah.
Okay.
activate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's gone.
Smukt.
Jeg tager turen.
Ja.
Og der kommer en tundra.
Ja.
Du har 2 City åbent over.
Ja.
Og er på hvad? 13?
Ja.
Yes. Jeg går til combat og slår med løven.
Yes.
Så vil godt prøve at tabe 4 mana og spille en Suchi.
Okay, so now he plays the Suchi. And you would assume that the only direct damage that Jacob has is the Triskelion.
Yeah.
Because what other cards is there when you don't play red? There's the Sonic Blast, maybe.
Yeah, it could have like 2 Sonic Blasts in the deck.
Yeah, to deal with the opponent's Serra Angels and maybe Suchi and stuff like that.
Mange kort er du tilbage nu?
But now it also would be pretty nice to have a Divine Offering in your hand if you're Jonas, because then you could, in response to maybe getting killed, you could play the Divine Offering on one of your own creature on the Suchi and get the full life back. Okay, so
Nej, det er sgu kedeligt.
He plays a maze
Go.
yeah,
and a Serra Angel.
Ja nok.
in the same turn. It's like
Jeg tror.
you can't hurt me, but I can
Ja,
hurt
ved du
you.
hvad, det var et land, det der, det vinder jeg ikke på.
Jeg har sådan en der.
So
En counterspell.
and the counter spell he shows it.
Jeg tror ikke, der er noget, der kunne redde
That's pretty much game.
Nej, det var der ikke.
Yeah.
Så skulle det være en Maze of Death, hvis du trykker Maze of Death.
So Jacob takes this one too now.
And det gjorde jeg ikke. Nå.
I can see why you maybe would keep a hand with the City of Brass and the Red Mox, because if you're playing the Savannah Lions and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but he just got punished early in the game.
hænder med 2
because of
mana,
making this choice,
det er
Jeg
faktisk
straffede også for det.
not being able to play more mana.
Ja,
Den der, den der
Yeah,
rebate,
you know, him taking 2 times strip mine.
den gjorde også lidt
Yeah,
pis.
that was
Ja,
crazy.
mest at du sad med den der strip mine til at starte med, for jeg havde egentlig rigtig meget at kunne snyde for de 2 mana der.
But yeah,
Og så tænker man,
that concludes this
den
evening's
der tredje mana, jeg sad både med
Old School,
Serendip og Time Twister,
and
op til 3 mana,
tomorrow
så kan jeg smide resten af min hånd.
we'll be back again around
Men du skulle nok kaste den
7:30
time twister,
Danish
hvis det er
time.
bagklodskabens lys.
So
Yeah,
that'll be like
det ved jeg sgu ikke
2
helt.
hours
Jeg
earlier
havde
than
så
today,
fuld hånd, at jeg kunne
and
smide den.
we hope to see some of you guys here again. We'll have another
Ja,
top 16
det kan
card.
også i hvert
Det
fald
var
have
vigtigt,
åbnet lidt op.
vigtigt
David
at
Hugo
fjerne
Cabo
nogle trusler,
versus
men
Svante
det kunne selvfølgelig
Landgraf.
have røget ind i et eller andet
And
med
when
flere
they're
mana,
finished,
og
we'll have the
der kunne have brugt.
Juice versus Mark Modin match. So we hope to see you tomorrow also.
Tak for spillet, Jakob.
Yeah,
Jamen, selv tak, det var
but
hyggeligt.
I won't be able
tak
to
for
to
stream,
commentate
Simon.
tomorrow because I have my own match about 9 o'clock, so
Yeah.
it will all
Okay.
be Simon. But all the matches that I'm able
Hvordan
to
går det?
to
lige over.
participate in the commentating, I'll do so.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Så går du bare og børster tænder.
So we'll say good night and